Welcome into TaylorKitchen. Today we're making a delicious and very impressive looking fall tart. It's my butternut squash and ricotta tart, and done very, very easily with store-bought puff pastry. And when you buy store-bought puff pastry, you'll find it in the freezer section. Try to look for the all butter kind. It's so much better. It doesn't have the seed oils in it and things like that. So they usually come with 2 sheets, and I'll take them out of the freezer, thaw them overnight, and I'll use 1 sheet and then keep the other sheet tightly wrapped and try to use it as quickly as possible. But it comes just like this in paper, and usually it has this little paper in the middle just to try to keep it nice and separated so you can roll it out very easily. I'm going to turn it this way. And step 1 of my puff pastry is just this easy, and I'm going to use a rolling pin just to kind of even it out a little bit because it does have the folds in there. It doesn't really matter, but I want to get it a tiny bit thinner, and my oven just preheated to 425. It has some separation here from the folds, and I'm going to take care of that. And then I want to do a process that's called docking, which is basically taking your fork and poking lots of little holes in your tart. And this will keep it, even though this is puff pastry, we don't want it to puff up a whole lot. And the docking will really help with that. So you can see what this looks like once I've docked it, just all those little holes on there. And step 1, ladies and gentlemen, is done. I'm going to put this into my 425 oven, and I want to put it on a lower third. I've divided my racks kind of into thirds. I'm going to put it on the lower third first to pre-bake this so that the bottom gets nice and crispy, and then after we top it, we'll move it to the top rack. I set my timer to 10 minutes, and while that's pre-baking, we're going to make the ricotta filling. So here I have a generous cup of whole milk ricotta, and whole milk ricotta, please use the whole milk stuff. It makes a big difference. It's just creamy and delicious. Probably about a ½ teaspoon of sea salt and some pepper. We want it to be nice and flavorful. And I have some herbs here. I have some thyme and some rosemary. And if you don't want to use the fresh ones, you can use dried herbs, that's fine. You'll use about half the amount of this. I have a couple stalks of thyme, which I'm growing in my herb garden, so that's just loads of fun. I'm going to set aside a couple for garnish. And then I have about the same, a couple stalks of rosemary. And these are just great. They just go together so well, rosemary and thyme. And all you need to do is just pluck off these little itty bitty leaves. And rosemary, even easier to do that, just like that. You could add chili powder if you want to. You could add like a Moroccan spice blend and go that route, because we are going to try to take it Middle East with the harissa honey drizzle that I'm going to put over it. Really excited about that. Okay, and then the chopped herbs just go in here with salt and pepper. And then all I need to do is just give this a nice mix. I'll set it aside until the pastry is partially baked. Gonna clean off my board, and then we're gonna make this harissa honey drizzle. This is harissa. This is a mildly spicy Moroccan red pepper sauce. It is so delectably delicious, and it's good on just about everything. I've been using it a whole lot, but you see it's got a beautiful ruby color, just phenomenal to use. And I'm adding a couple tablespoons in here because I want a nice amount of drizzle. And then I go in with honey. Not a lot, just a tiny bit, because that Butternut squash is sweet as well. So about that much. This is good local honey, guys. When you find good local honey like this, you can taste the difference. It's so delicious. Then just give that a mix and it'll be ready to drizzle over this tart after we top it and put everything back in the oven. The only other thing that I have for this is my roasted butternut squash. Now I bought a small butternut squash, diced it in roughly 1-inch cubes, and then I roasted this in my Ninja Foodie. It took about 20 minutes. You can also do this on 425 in your oven. It'll take about 30 minutes once you've diced it. You can even buy them pre-diced, so it makes it super easy, but we're actually growing butternut squash in our garden this year. So I have these, and this is about 2 cups minus the little bits that I've eaten along the way because it's just so delicious. And then as soon as that pre-baked tart crust comes out of the oven, we top and put it back in the oven. Hey there, if you haven't yet, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications to our YouTube channel. Click that bell icon below to make sure you get all the latest from us. And if you give us a thumbs up and leave a comment, it really helps out our channel and we so appreciate you. Also check us out at tkfoodie.com. We have a lot of content there as well as all the social medias that you can find linked in the show notes below. And we'll see you in the next video. Now you can see my puff pastry has started to turn golden and part of it has puffed a little bit. Don't worry about that. If it does, you can just take your spatula and kind of mush it down. It really doesn't matter. But at this point, you're going to take this luscious ricotta mixture and spread it over the top. Actually, I'll just spoon it all out. Spread it over. I'm going to leave just a little bit of margin around the edges. Okay, and then we kind of layer on our butternut squash. And if you don't use the entire 2 cups, the rest is fabulous added to salads. It's just phenomenal. And I think I might actually do that because I am loading this baby up. Then I just need to take my harissa honey and artfully drizzle over the top. This is going to lend so much flavor. All right, I'm gonna put that back into my 425 oven for about 8 to 10 minutes until this is all golden. Look at this beautiful tart out of the oven. And it's on parchment paper, so it makes it really easy to just slide off into my cutting board. And I'm just going to adorn it with some additional thyme. A little extra green, a little extra freshness. And you can see how you could make this any number of ways. You could use sweet potato instead of the butternut squash if you wanted. All right, that's phenomenal. And I want to cut into it. Give it. Oh, gosh. Let's cut this piece off right here. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Whoop. There you go. That ricotta filling is just wanting to ooze out. So absolutely delicious. It's just so wonderful looking. And you've got that crispy, can hear that crispy, flaky puff pastry. Just everything you want. And we'll take a bite. I got all layers in here, folks. This is fabulous. I love the sweet butternut squash with that creamy ricotta and then that pungency and savoriness of the harissa and honey drizzled over there, and then just having that crisp, flaky puff pastry bring it all together as the base. It's spectacular. You're going to want to try this. The easy recipes on tkfoodie.com. This would make a great appetizer that you could put out, or maybe you have a ladies' lunch. This plus a beautiful field green salad on the side would be really all you need. This is just wonderful. You're gonna love it.